Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited. My Kaleidos, the Escape Pod, the whole collection came. I bought the whole collection. It just arrived. I opened everything up. So we're gonna go through it. I'm gonna swatch it. We'll use the palette in a look. It's probably gonna take me 2 days to film this because obviously this is not the collection. This is different makeup. So I'll swatch everything and show you guys the products with this look, and then tomorrow I'll film with the palette. Obviously it'll all be edited together, but yeah, so I'll look different like the second half of this. But yeah, let's go through the collection. I did pay for this with my own money. Obviously I'm not big enough YouTuber to get PR, so this was not sent to me. I've watched a lot of reviews on this collection, but all the reviews that I've seen have all been from people that received it in PR. Now, not all of it was positive, but just know I paid for this whole collection myself. So unbiased completely. We're gonna go through it. So if that sounds interesting, definitely stick around. Make sure you are subscribed, and we're gonna get into the whole collection. Okay, let me show you what the collection comes with. Now, I didn't leave it in the packaging. I took everything out. The only thing that's in here is the one highlighter I am going to give away. There will be a giveaway in this. One of the highlighters I already have, and I purchased it recently, so I'm pretty sure it's the reformulated one, so the one that came in the collection I will be giving away to one of you. So if you've been wanting to try one of Kaleidos' highlighters, I'm wearing the green one right now. Laser Glazer is what I have on. It's got a little bit of a green shift to it. So yeah, if you've been wanting to try one of their highlighters, leave me a comment down below. Leave me a comment and then include, you must be subscribed, leave me a comment, and then a way to get a hold of you. Instagram, email, I'll include the rules down below. Anyway, okay, let's get into the collection. So it comes with 2 sponges. Obviously, I will try those later. There's a purple, kind of the shape of the Real Techniques, and then there's a little bit of a, whatever you want to call that shape. They feel soft. We'll try them. I will look up what the prices of these things are individually. If you want to purchase an individual thing, I will leave the price of the whole collection down below along with their website. I don't ever buy whole collections. I love Kaleidos a lot, so when this came out, I went a little crazy and bought the whole collection. I didn't buy the PR kit. You could buy the PR kit, but that was like $30 extra from what I was already spending, and I didn't need a case that I wasn't going to keep. So there's 2 like blush duos. So you've got the shimmery side that could also maybe be used as a highlighter, and then the matte. So there's that one. What is this called? Lo-Fi Peach, and then there's Lo-Fi Rose is this one. They're very light. I will say it's not a very like all-encompassing range. Like I feel like these are probably going to work on light to medium skin tones. Probably we'll swatch everything and see, but I feel like they could broaden their skin tone range of things, but that's just me. There are 3 new highlighters, and then they reformulated Ray Rider. This is the one I'm going to leave in the box that will go to one of you. I bought mine recently because I was missing the last 3, so I own all of their highlighters now, but pretty sure this is reformulated because I got it a couple weeks ago. So even if it's not, I don't need to. So we have Ray Rider. Moon Cruiser is another blue one, and I will swatch all of these. Mars Melter, I think it's supposed to have a little more of a red shift. And then Diamond Dasher has the same like faux leather kind of packaging. I think this one's supposed to be a little more peach. So I will swatch all the highlighters. I will swatch the new ones with the original ones, and you can see them. And then there is a palette that came out. So here's the palettes I currently have. The only one that I don't own is their very first large palette, which I'm sad that I don't have. It's been discontinued. So I did a full review on like those, not necessarily a review, but I ranked them, swatched them. I'll try and remember to link that video down below. They did come out with a tone activator primer. So when I try the palette, I don't know. I think I may try their primer on one eye and the primer I normally use on the other eye. Hey, not right now. And then their was a lip gloss in the collection. Now, I was originally going to give this away, but looking at it, it is very pretty, and I may wear it occasionally. It's really nice packaging, so I decided to keep this. So I will just be giving away Ray Rider. And then the big piece is the Escape Pod palette. This is what she looks like. Very, very pretty. And again, I will swatch this. So let's get into the blushes and the highlighters. Let's do the blush duos first. So let's start with Lo-Fi Rose. There's those two. And then let's try and do a swatch. Okay, so there's the shimmery side, the matte side, and then I did a swatch of them together. So that's the first one. And then the other one is Lo-Fi Peach. So we'll do the other hand, same thing. Let's do shimmer. So this one's a little bit deeper. So I think if you were more in the medium skin tone, and it is buildable, it does seem like it is buildable. So hopefully, yeah, deeper skin tones could, I would say, get the peach one. So again, shimmer, matte, and then the two of them combined, but you can see like this is obviously significantly lighter, but they're both pretty. Yeah, if you're darker, deeper, medium, I would go with the peach one. So hopefully later on, if these do well, they'll come out with some deeper shades. I think that would be good. So there's those. Okay, so let's jump into the highlighters. Again, there are 3 new ones. So we have Diamond Dasher, Mars Melter, Moon Cruiser. So I'm going to swatch these in between, and then I'll show you Ray Rider, which is the one that I'm going to be giving away. But I'm going to swatch these in between. I'm trying to lay these out in somewhat of a cohesive order, maybe. Okay. So that it kind of makes sense. So let's put on, okay. Let's start with Ray Rider, which is the one they reformulated. It does look a little bit different. I have seen swatches of it. Where am I going to put it? Let's go here. So there's Ray Rider. It is the most like wearable everyday, like champagne-y gold. So I think that's a perfect one to give away to somebody. Not everybody wants to wear colored highlighters. Next, we have Solar Sailor, which is a gold, like yellow gold. So you can see the difference. And then Diamond Dasher, I'm assuming is peach. I don't remember. Like I said, I've watched reviews of the collection. Yes, a little more of a peach. So that one is new. And you can see some of them are a little more glittery than others. So just keep that in mind if you're deciding to order ones if you don't like glitter. Mars Melter is a new one. I think this is supposed to be, I don't know if it's necessarily a red shift, but I think it's supposed to be like a cooler toned pink. Star Surfer, I would say, is probably another more wearable, like rosy gold highlighter. So if you were like the 2 most wearable, I would say are Ray Rider and Star Surfer. And then Comet Catcher is like a neon, has like a neon pink shift. It's really pretty, but trying to compare these kind of swatch. This one's a little bit like darker of a pink. I don't see like a strong difference, maybe a little bit. So there's that. I'm gonna do Comet Catcher. We'll go on the other hand, and Mars Melter on this side, just because I want to see them side by side what the difference is. As I said, I've watched reviews, but Mars Melter feels a little softer, so you can see the difference. I don't know if I had them on my face that I would be able to tell a difference, but I've got them both. So there's those. And then we have Skywalker, which is their old blue highlighter. And then Moon Cruiser. Is their new one. So they're a little bit, this is like a light blue. This is more of a darker blue shift. So different blues. This one seems like it has a little more of a purple undertone, whereas this is more pink. Okay, and then the last one is Laser Glazer, which is what I have on my face. I think if you are a medium to deep skin tone, this one is going to be perfect. Obviously, I'm able to wear it, but you could really layer, excuse me, layer this up. It's like a gold with a green shift. So that is what I have on. I have to go in with a lighter hand, obviously, because I'm fair complected, but somebody with a deeper skin tone could easily get away with this. And then they do have a really nice highlighter brush that I got with the set when I purchased the last 3 that I didn't own. So there are all of the highlighters. Let's jump in. I'm going to swatch on this side. I don't normally swatch on this side. I try to swatch on this arm, but I didn't obviously take my watch off because I didn't know the collection was coming. But here's the palette. We're going to go row by row. I'll do swatches and then we'll do a look. So we have Soiree. Sure you're gonna be able to see me. Mardi Gras, Flamingo. They feel soft. I have been hearing that the matte formula is different. Like I said, it does feel soft. We have Tango. I'll have to like dip my finger in one of the originals. This is Exoplanet. This shade, I think people had trouble with on the eye, and it does swatch a little bit patchy. Let's do all the mattes first. We have Bossa Nova. Lo-Fi, which is basically my skin tone. Carnival. So we have Tango, which is an orange, and Carnival, which is more of a peach corally shade. And Terrace. So those are all the mattes. So we'll do the shimmers on this side. So we've got, there's a little bit of a glare, Starlight Sonata. We'll go below my watch. What does that say? Amaretto. The packaging's a little bit shiny, so it's hard to read. Space Oasis. They're very sheer, so I think they'll look pretty, but you may need to build. That one's a little more opaque. That was Cosmic Cabaret, and then we have Galactic Gala. Some of these look like, these 3 up here look like they might be toppers. Saturnalia is also a green. I feel like these 2 are going to look very similar. Like obviously this one's a little darker than that, but I feel like they could have done away with one of these shades. So that's all the shimmers. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shimmers, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mattes. So there's the whole palette. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, the orange and the coral doesn't bother me necessarily, but I feel like one of those shimmers could have been a different color. I feel like these are a little more sheer. Like these 3 up here definitely seem like more of a topper, because the shimmers from these are very opaque. So I feel like there may be a formula change here a little bit, which is what I was kind of hearing in the reviews. But again, there's the swatches. And so when you see me, I will look a little bit different, but we'll do it. Okay, so I wanted to do kind of a wear test. I don't know if I'm going to insert this before or after the eye look. I'll figure that out later, but I've had this on for 7.5, not quite 8 hours. So this is how it wears. This is with a primer. You can see I'm having some glitter transfer, but that's, my eyes are hooded. So, I mean, when they're back and open, you can't really tell unless you're right up on me, but use the MAC paint pot. for the primer. So I do have a primer on, and then I did use the NYX glitter primer for the shimmer. Like I said, you can see there is some transfer, but when I'm back, that's how it looks. So just close up. So yeah, I figured I would film this since I've had it on for a while, so you can kind of see long-term. Okay, and I wanted to come back on one more time. I just took the eye look off, and I wanted to make note of the staining. You hear people talk about staining, but I don't think people like film it a whole lot. Now everybody's going to be a little bit different, so some people may have less, some people may have more. Keep in mind again that I did have a little bit of concealer and then primer on, because generally I take my concealer, kind of go around my eyebrows, blend it up. I haven't been wearing a lot of foundation, so keep in mind that I did have that down and it still stains. So those pinks and oranges definitely stain a little bit. It doesn't bother me any. The MAC paint pot and the concealer will cover it up tomorrow if I wear makeup again. But if you're somebody that is sensitive to staining, keep that in mind. And then I don't know if you can tell, there's still like the micro shimmer, so, and that's from the eyeshadow. I went around with a makeup wipe. I used like the micellar water, and there's still, like, you can see remnants. The whole collection, excuse the bruise on my forehead. I got caught by a bungee cord a couple days ago, but the whole collection is very shimmery. I used one of the blush duos today. I used one of the highlighters, and I will show them when I do the look. I'll use the same ones. And then the shimmers in the palette, it's micro shimmer, so it's not like full on like big chunks of glitter. But again, if you're somebody that doesn't like shimmer, this may not be the collection for you, because like I said, you can still see remnants. And glitter, excuse my reference, is like the herpes of the makeup world. So like there will be shimmer on my face for days, especially because I'm probably going to use the palette again tomorrow to try it out again before I film the look to complete like this video. So I'm probably going to have shimmer on my face for a long time. Now that shimmer doesn't bother me. I don't use full on glitter anymore just because I started wearing contacts, but just keep that in mind that it is very shimmery and you're going to have some remnants. If you're not someone that likes shimmer, then yeah, maybe just keep that in mind with the collection. But yeah, so that's all I have for that update. So you got to see the footage of like the wear test with the colorful look that I did, and then I showed the staining. So we're gonna get into the look, but first I wanted to show, I'm wearing Ray Rider right here. This is the one that I'm gonna be giving away. Obviously this one is mine. But I'm going to put a little bit of Diamond Dasher on top of it, just on my cheekbones, but I wanted everyone to see what it looks like since that will be the giveaway one. I think this, and I said it earlier when I was doing the swatches, Ray Rider and Star Surfer are the two most like non-glittery wearable shades. I think this is probably the first one, and then if you wanted something a little pinkier, I think Star Surfer would be right below it. But I'm just gonna put a little bit of Diamond Dasher right on top. Diamond Dasher is a little bit glittery. I wore it by itself. I talked a little bit about, I think when I was talking about the staining, that this is a little bit of a glittery collection. Like even, I'm wearing Lo-Fi, is this the Lo-Fi Peach one? Yeah. And I just put a tiny bit of the glittery one in and then mixed it with that. Last time I was doing a little bit more, and it's very glittery. So I don't foresee myself really using this on its own because it's a little bit more highlightery for me. But if you mix that and then go in with that, it's not as bad, I found, which is, I was not doing that the first time. I'm just putting a little bit. Normally I would blush my nose and my chin, but I'm gonna have to wear a mask when I'm at work, so there's not really any point. Okay, so let's put this stuff back and let's get the eye primer and stuff out, and I'll prime my eyes, and then we're in a little bit closer. I used my MAC paint pot again. I still need to test out their primer. I need to test it out with a palette that I'm familiar with to really see how I like the formula. I'm still trying to figure out this palette. I like it. I'm not sure if it's the same matte formula or not. I've heard a lot of people say that they think the matte formula's changed a little bit. It might have. I do feel like these are not quite as saturated as some of the ones from their 6-pan, but I think that's what they were going for, was a little bit lighter. And then like the greens are pretty opaque, but some of these shimmers I would say are more of a topper. They're not as opaque of a shimmer. Some of them is, again, the ones from the 6-pan, but I can go into that more at the very end. I'm not going to do the same look that I did in the wear test. Let me know if you want to see a tutorial on that rainbowy look. I did wear that to work. I'm going to work again today, so I thought I would maybe do a different look. So I'm going to do a more, I guess what would be considered a neutral look. I'm going to use some of the browns with a little pop of blue. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, definitely let me know if you want to see a tutorial on the rainbow look. I may go ahead and film it anyway, just because I don't know when this video is going to go up. But let's go in. I'm going to do like the tan, and I'll blend it out with the cream, and then we'll go in with the dark brown. Let's see, the tan is Boss Nova, then we're going to use Lo-Fi, and then Terrace is the dark one. I kind of had an idea for like a neutrally look with this palette, so we're gonna see, because you don't, I like that there are some neutral shades, and this is actually like, this would probably be a good contour color for people that were lighter skin tones. And I feel like you could use Starlight Sonata, like if you were, you know, my skin tone, you could probably get away with this as a contour and use Starlight Sonata as a highlighter if you needed to. These do blend out. It's a softer formula. I don't feel like it's as pigmented, like right off the bat. It's buildable, but I feel like the mattes in the 6-pan were really like bam right off the bat. So I don't know that that's necessarily a formulation change. I think they, I mean, I guess technically it is, but I think they were wanting to go for something a little bit more lighter and buildable, honestly, from using this palette, which there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody wants a super punchy shadow, because they are blendable. You can build them up, which is nice. So I don't feel like this is as pigmented of a palette. Like it's a more buildable pigment rather than pigmentation, rather than just being insanely pigmented right off the bat, if that makes sense at all. I'm just putting Terrace in the outer corner. This is going to be a really simple look compared to the colorful one. I said I wore that one to work. Oh goodness. Sunday? I'm filming the rest of this. It took me a long time to film this whole video. I had to do it in sections. I did the initial part when it first came, and then 2 days later I did, like, I played around with the palette and then decided to film the wear test after work just so you could kind of see. And then it's 2 more days later and we're finally here. Okay, I'm going to take a little more of Terra Nova just to blend that out. So this is going to be a really simple look compared to that other one. I kind of wanted to get a feel for the palette beforehand. See, that's really pretty to me. It's nice, really soft, blown out, diffused, but it still looks nice. My voice is a little cracky, excuse me. I like this. Initially, I was on the fence when I did that rainbow look, but it didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to. It still looked pretty. I got some compliments on it at work. I don't think it looked bad, but I was kind of hoping for a more rainbow gradient, and the purple and the pink didn't have enough color, like, difference for it to really come out like that. So it didn't quite look how I was hoping it would. Didn't come out quite how I was hoping, but it looked pretty. I'll either film that look probably by itself, or I'll try and do a 3 looks 1 palette with this. So I'm gonna go in with Starlight Sonata, which is the lightest shimmer here on the end, and then I may put a color right there. I'm not really sure. I know I'm gonna do a color in the inner corner, so I may just leave this one by itself. I'm gonna go in with my finger, and then I'll go in with the brush. Yeah, see, these are pretty, but it's not, like I said, they're not as opaque. I think it's the same formula. They just made a little bit more of a sheer shimmer instead of a super saturated, like opaque shimmer. But like I said, the greens are pretty opaque because I used those. I feel like Starlight Sonata, Amaretto, and Space Oasis, the 3 like this like beigey, the pink and the purple, the lavender shimmer, are more like topper shades, unless you want a more like watercolory, washed out, kind of like this. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Boss Nova, which is the tan, and then I'll probably take a little bit more of Terrace just out here. So that's pretty. I think that looks nice. All right, I'm gonna take Starlight Sonata. I'm gonna go down, just make sure it goes all the way down to the edge. Okay, and then I had a thought. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna take Exoplanet, which is the blue, and then I'm gonna put Space Oasis. Yeah, these 3 are the ones that are a little more sheer, so we're gonna put that on top of it. We'll see how that goes. Exoplanet is a shade that some people in watching reviews had issues with all over the lid. It worked really well on the lower lash line when I did the colorful look, and it seems to be doing fine on the inner corner, but it's a small like surface area, small circumference. So we'll go in with Space Oasis, which isn't necessarily a blue, it's more of a lilac-y color, but it looks, this is what I did on my lower lash line in that rainbowy look, and it looks, the 2 of them together looks really pretty. And I feel like Amaretto would look really pretty on top of Flamingo. So I think a couple of these are meant to be like transforming, like topper shades. See, I think that looks pretty. Just a little pop of color. Okay. There's a little bit of fallout, but it's not a lot. And then I may put a little bit of Starlight Sonata under the brow bone, just because I don't really have, I could use Ray Rider, but I put it away already and I'm being lazy, so we'll just use what's in the palette. And then for the lower lash line, I think I'm just gonna go into Boss Nova and then do a little bit of Terrace on the edge. I don't think I'm gonna do anything real crazy because I wanted the blue to kind of be the main, that's kind of a fat brush. Oh, here we go. I wanted the blue to be the main focus. So Boss Nova is that taupey shade. And then we'll do some of Terrace in the outer to connect with the top. Yeah, I really wanted that blue to be the main focus. I don't know if this looks good or not. Like I said, I had this kind of thought for like a neutrally eye with a pop of color in my head, so here we are. You'll have to let me know what you think. Okay, so I'm gonna do the other eye off camera and I'll add liner and mascara, and then we'll do final thoughts on the whole collection. So here's the finished look. For liner, I'm using the KVD Tattoo Liner in Mad Max Brown. I like that I have the brown liner for looks like this. So, and then it's just the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, if anybody's curious. And then I did use the gloss. Underneath, I have the ColourPop liner in Viper. It's kind of a dark, like berry mauve-y color, so it paired really well with the gloss. The gloss, I will say, is very glittery. It's not sticky, but it is very glittery. This, I think I mentioned this when I was showing the wear test, that this is a very glittery collection, so just keep that in mind. But it is a nice formula and it's very like hefty packaging, so that's nice. I don't know that I'll wear the gloss a ton at this moment just because I have to wear a mask all day at work. But whenever we don't have to wear masks all the time or at all, I think I will use it. I like the color combination that I did. The blushes, I've only used the peach one. Both times that I wore it, I went with this one. This is a very cool tone pink. I do see myself using it. I just haven't yet. The glittery side is very highlightery, so I don't foresee myself using it on its own. I'll mix them together like what I did today and the first time, going with the glittery one and then the matte. I think they could have easily done the two mattes together and the two glitters together, but I don't mind having them like that. I don't know that I'll use the glittery ones by themselves because they lean a little more highlightery on me. But I do like mixing them because I do like a shimmery blush. So that does not bother me at all. The packaging's nice. I would like to see them come out with a couple more ranges. I feel like this probably would work on medium skin tones. You probably build it up. This is very light, but like super deep skin tones, I don't know that these would show up. They may, this one might, I don't know. But I would like them to maybe expand on the range now that they have some blushes. Or maybe come out with those in singles. That way, if you just want the matte, you could buy them in like packaging like this. The highlighters, again, Diamond Dasher is very glittery compared to, there's it by itself, compared to the Ray Rider, which is in a similar color, neutrally family. And then the original, another one from the original would be Solar Sailor, which is a straight up gold. But of the three, Diamond Dasher definitely has the micro glitter in it, whereas the other two don't. So there's those three. And again, I'm wearing Ray Rider with a little bit of Diamond Dasher on top just to amp it up. I didn't put Diamond Dasher all the way up here like I did the first time just because my face ended up like super shimmery, super shimmery. Another new one is Moon Cruiser. I do like Moon Cruiser, but again, I believe that Moon Cruiser has a little bit of glitter in it. But it's definitely a more cool tone blue compared to the original one. There's dog hair all over everything already. I think Skywalker has a little bit of shimmer in it too. It feels a little more texturally. But we got the light blue and the dark blue. So there is a little bit of contrast in the blues between the previous blue and the new blue. The only one that if I hadn't got it in the set, I probably wouldn't have bought would have been Mars Melter. I don't notice much of a contrast between Mars Melter and Comet Catcher. Let's swatch them. So there's Mars Melter, and then Comet Catcher is the original, like pink one that they had. I think Comet Catcher's a little bit, the pinks to me look almost the same. I will say Star Surfer's a little more of a champagne-y pink, so if this and Ray Rider are going to be your most neutral that I was talking about. This is actually the first one that I ever got because it's got a little bit of a pink shift. but it's not extreme like these two. Like, it doesn't necessarily scream pink. But yeah, I don't know that there's, if you already have Comet Catcher, I don't know that you need Mars Melter, but if you don't have either, this one reads a little warmer, like a little more orangey pink, whereas this one's straight like pink. So, but it's not super noticeable. Now there is a little bit difference between the blues. This is a more like purpley blue, like a blurple, and then this is a light, more of a light blue shift. So again, if you don't have all of them, there's the differences with those. I am glad that I have them, but yeah, this is probably the one that I wouldn't have bought if it hadn't come in the set, but I'm not mad that I have it. I'll use it. And then the palette. I like the palette. Like I said, I can't tell if it's a different matte formula or not. I've been watching reviews. Some people think it is, some people think it's not. It's a very soft formula. The brown, the dark brown is pretty pigmented right off the bat, but they're very blendable. So I would say it works as well as the 6-pan. The shimmers, these three are not as opaque. They're more of a, I would consider a topper. These three are a little more on the opaque side, but I think they were going for a little bit softer of a palette and not necessarily bam in your face. Something that you could build up. This is supposed to be, you know, spring, summer palette, so I like it. It's a little bit thicker of a packaging, but that doesn't necessarily bother me. Like I said, the formula is good. I did a rainbow look. I did this look. I will recreate the rainbow look and probably either on its own or I'll do a 3 look. But yeah, so far I like the collection. I'm happy that I got everything. I am giving away my Ray Rider from the set just because I just purchased this one. And I think I got Skywalker and Solar Sailor. Like, I bought the last 3 that I was missing from their previous like set of highlighters. So I already have this. I'm pretty sure this is the reformulated one just because of how recently I got it. So I'm going to be giving away the one that came in the collection. So if you would like to win Ray Rider, leave me a comment down below what your favorite thing in the collection was, what you think of the collection, and then also a way to contact you, either email, Instagram. If you get YouTube comment notifications, then just leave me a comment. But if you do not, then yes, definitely leave me a way to contact you if you win. So yeah, that is all that I have. I apologize, this is going to be a long video. I'm sure I haven't obviously edited it together, but with all the chunks, it's probably going to be a long video, so I apologize. But yeah, I wanted to kind of do an extensive review on this collection. I was very excited for it. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you are subscribed if you are not already, and hopefully I will see you all in another video very soon. Bye everybody.